Good evening, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Tyne Valley, PEI, as we have some Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League action for you between the visiting Basin Armada and the hometown Western Rebels. Take a look at the standings here quickly before we get going. Armada and Rebels at 4 and 5 heading into tonight. Armada have 2 games in hand with 1 point lead. It's a tight race for the top of the U16 League this season, as you can see. A lot of teams close in proximity in the standings. Should be a great one tonight. These 2 teams will play twice this weekend. They'll play at noon tomorrow and, of course, 7 o'clock here tonight. It was interesting scenario getting over here. Of course, High Bun Sports are based out of Halifax. We weren't sure if we were able to get here tonight, as there was a bridge closure this morning. We weren't sure whether we'd be here in time, but they opened it up so that we can get here, and we're ready to go now as both teams hit the ice. Looks like it'll be Alex Hewlin McLeod starting in net for the Basin Armada. Well, number 29, Hudson Lynch, looks to be the starter. Over on the Rebels side, we'll take a quick pause here for O Canada. All right, O Canada's over. A great tune, by the way. So starting in net is number 29, Dylan Weil for the Rebels. And then 200 feet the other way in white for the Armada is Alec Hewlin McLeod. Both teams trying to etch their way to the top before the Christmas break. These are the 2 standards of the league. The Rebels, since entering the U16 AAA League, have shown nothing but greatness. They are defending champions, while the Armada are no strangers to the title themselves. 5 league championships for them. So it should be a good one here tonight as we're underway here from Tyne Valley. It's the Armada at the opening possession as Todd will go D to D. That's going to be picked off as in to pick up the puck is Pigeon. Pigeon will go D to D. That's going to be kept in by the forecheck at Creighton. Here is Pigeon again. Pigeon up the middle for McEwen, but Todd gets a stick on it. Todd will go backhand. That's going to be sent in deep by the Armada. Expect a heavy forecheck for Basin here tonight. They're no strangers to the physicality. They like to set the tone here early in the game. As DeBailey will let a shot go, it's going to go just wide of the net, tipped by Van Polgeest. As puck will come free, here's McEwen. McEwen will poke it towards the corner as he'll take a hit. Teammates are changing. Pass in front. It's going to go off the stick of Hewlin McLeod. Has a rebound chance to go out the blocker. Here is McEwen. Toby McEwen takes a hit on the board, sent towards the net. Comes free. Here's Collins with a slap shot goal that will rise over the net. It's going to be kept in by Collins for a moment as another hit will get the benches going. These 2 teams have not played in the regular season yet, but they faced off in the Ice Jam. It was the Rebels defeating the Armada in the semifinals en route to their victory at the 2025 East Coast, sorry, the Monctonian, not the Ice Jam. I'm thinking ahead as the Ice Jam will be coming up here soon in Bedford. But it was the Monctonian Challenge that the Rebels were able to capture. Here's a rebound chance, and they will just stand off the goal line. As reaching back was Weil to keep that out. It trickled by him off the rebound. So still no score. As a close call there for the Armada. Here is Maidment. Maidment will send it in deep for Fougere. He leads the Armada in scoring as puck ends up at a point. Whipped on by McNeil. And that will make its way all the way down the ice. No whistles here in the first 2 minutes or so of this one. Expect a great back and forth affair. As here's McNeil. Played up ahead to Hakala. Finds Fougere. As Gaudet. And on the forecheck will get a piece of his man. Alfred with the puck for a moment. Puck in neutral ice as Fougere takes a head as he dumps it in. Noy back to retrieve it. It's going to be picked up by McGillivray. He'll take a hit on the forecheck of Hakala. Puck comes free here. Surratt will throw it towards the goal. It's going to hit a stick and go to the slot, but it cleared away. Rebels have it. Played up ahead. Here is Gaudet. He'll send it in deep. Todd, the first Armada player back, will go up for Thompson. Let's take a look at the crowd on hand here. They always draw good crowds here. In Tyne Valley is a shot from Gaudet. Went off the pad with Hewlin McLeod as the Armada will take it over. Here's Auld. Pass up ahead as unable to handle that one cleanly was Hakala as it hit his skate instead of his stick. Here's Gaudet now for the Rebels. So go into the opposite corner on the dump in. Puck comes free. Thompson looking to get past the forecheck of Isaac Gaudet. Comes free for Gaudet on that centering pass. Will go off the stick and wide as Armada recollect. Here is Hakala. Hakala met at the red line by Pigeon, who will send it back in deep after taking a hit from Hakala. Here's Thompson. Thompson over to Todd. Lyndon Todd will go up ice looking to spring Brady for a breakaway, but that's going to go off a stick of Pigeon. As taking it wide into the zone is number 22, Seth O'Leary, the rookie forward. That's going to be sticked away. Comes free. Armada have it. Here is Bungay. He'll nearly turn over, but the Rebels were offside, so they couldn't finish the play. Pass up ahead. Here is Brady with Chisholm. Brady will take it wide and throw it towards the goal off the pad. Rebound will go through the slot, but nobody was there. It's going to be picked up by Gaudet. We'll send it in deep as Surratt will play it off the boards. Mackinnon there to collect the puck. Mackinnon will go up the wall. That's going to be sent the other way. Once again, the Rebels are offside. Plenty of time here for O'Leary to make a play. He'll go over to Mackinnon. Mackinnon up for Brady, but that's going to go off a stick of an Armada. Here's O'Leary again. O'Leary will dump it in. So dump and chase seems to be the theme here early on in this one. Both teams kind of get their legs underneath them. It's going to be played up the wall. Here is Allison. Allison, who's having a great season for the Rebels. Him and two of his teammates in the top 6 or 7 in scoring. Rebels have it. In the corner is Pinow, who'll look to make a play. That's going to be a shot on, but blocked on its way through. Was letting that one rip was Ty Collins, number 77 for the Rebels. Looking to clear the bay. It's going to be whiffed on the blue line as Brady at the end of his shift will slowly poke it towards the Rebel zone. No icing is the signal from the linesman. Collins will collect from behind his own net, puts the brakes on. Ty Collins plays it up the wall for McEwen. McEwen will saucer through the middle, picked up by Allison. Allison will drag and neutral ice and send it in deep. Another dump in this game as here's McNeil back to retrieve it. McNeil played up the board. Still no whistle in this game yet. Here's DeBay. DeBay takes it wide. He'll poke it towards the goal, but picked off by the Rebels. And we played to the wall. Kept in by Pinow for the Armada. Ezekiel pitching in. There's a couple of Pinows in this game. Puck in the corner. DeBay battling for it. Comes free for Creighton. As he is battling with McGillivray for possession. Armada have it in the offensive zone, but cycle pass was turned over. Here's McGillivray. McGillivray will look to clear. Up for McEwen. McEwen has it on his own blue line. Chipped up ahead. Poked into the zone by Surratt. So a couple Surratts in this game as well. Number 92 Surratt for the Rebels is a hit. A neutral ice on Creighton. Biggest hit of the game so far. As here's McGillivray for Western PEI. He'll send it towards the goal. Sticked away by the netminder. Played back in deep as Surratt. That is Sam Surratt. There's a Sebi Surratt as well. So S. Surratt in bunches in this game. Sebi Surratt plays for the Armada. Here's Todd. Play to the corner. Looking to clear as Thompson comes straight to the line. Chance for the Rebels as hit. Will free up the puck. As Ace Otway got nudged off the biscuit. As he'll have a retaliation hit himself. So as I mentioned at the top of the show, expect a physical affair as pass in front will be turned over by the Rebels. As here is Otway. Ace Otway gets hit off the puck by Makinen. Makinen, the veteran defenseman, loses it. A shot off the turnover will be stopped. And that'll be our first whistle of the game, which is 13 and a half to go in the first. So great back and forth action. Take a look at the head-to-head stats going into this one. So Armada are 4-1 in the last 5 going into this one. They lost their last game, and the Rebels are 3-2 in their last 5 as puck is dropped. Play to the point. Phillips will let a shot go as rebound cleared away. Here is Maidment. Maidment will poke it up ahead looking to spring Fougier. It's a foot race for the puck. Fougier battling with Phillips. What's going to be whistled for an icing. So after no whistles in the first 6.5, we have 2 quick ones back to back. As I mentioned, here are the top scorers in the league. Rebels have 3 in a row. 3, 4, and 5. Surratt, McEwen, and Allison having great seasons for the Western Rebels, who are looking to defend their title, as they are also going to be the ones hosting the Maritime Championship this year. They won it last year in Port Hawkesbury, but they will be hosting it, so they are back in the tournament, looking to go back to back. As Gaudette will take the face-off against Hakala. One back by the Armada inside their own zone. Here is Surratt. That's Sebi Surratt for Basin. Over to Pinau. Pinau will walk it and shoot one hop high. That's going to be the first real test for Dylan Weil, number 29. Makes a save with the glove. As here, with the projected lineup heading into this game, AP player number 34, Carter Monkley, draws into the lineup for the Rebels, as they are without Ellis Callahan and Ben McGregor tonight. So they're playing a man short. That's going to be poked behind the net. Rebels are going to clear, kept in by Sebi Surratt. Played to the corner as Ald tangles up his man, comes free for Gaudette. Up the wall, kept in by Pinau. Pinau will throw it back in towards the zone as Ald once again takes a hit from behind the net by Ben Harris, number 79. As puck will come free for Pinau and neutral ice for the Armada. Pinau up ahead for Ald, finds Sebi Surratt. Surratt will take it through the middle, makes a move, throws the goal. Looking for the rebound was Ald, but Weil kicks it to the corner. Puck comes free for the Rebels. They'll flick it through neutral ice, so we'll go off of Todd. Foot race for the puck is McNeil, last man back. McNeil has Hudson, that's number 27, Connor Hudson on him on the forward check. Kept in at the line by McGilvery for the Rebels, picked off by Todd. Todd up for Brady. Brady will enter the zone by himself. His teammates are changing. Shot off the rush there as he fooled the goaltender, but not the crossbar. That one stays out, as that'll be cleared to the red line at neutral ice. Battle for the puck ensues. Pinau looking to clear. Here is Brady. He'll chip it off the boards. Noy will poke it back towards the Armada zone. As hit on the forecheck by the AP Monkley. Alfrey at the puck. Chisholm looking to backhand it deep. Picked off. McGilvery will get the puck out of the zone. D-to-D pass. Todd receives it right back. Played the opposite wall for Brady. That will go off his stick. Picked up by Noy. Noy up for Hudson. Hudson will go across the ice. That's going to be picked off by Thompson, who will whack it back towards the Rebel zone. Here's McGilvery again. McGilvery up the wall, will be chipped into the zone by Hudson. There's no real sustained offense from either side to start this one off. More chip and chase style. As here is Makinen. Backhand through the middle, go off the body of his teammate, that being O'Leary, who will get it in something in deep and take a hit in the process. That is Sam Surratt, number 92, who laid that hit. Here are the Rebels now. Pigeon played up ahead. Here comes Surratt for the Rebels. They'll get the return pass as Allison gave him the puck. Rebels have it behind the net. Here is Allison. Up the wall. Phillips finds it. Phillips finds Surratt. Back to Phillips. Phillips will throw it towards the goal as the goalie was screaming. Rebound came loose. Whacked away by Sam Surratt, but he fanned on it. This here is Gaudette up for Allison. McEwen couldn't get that one on net. Kept in by Phillips. Phillips down low. It's going to be turned over. It took a funny hop. Brady looking to clear. Brady couldn't get the puck out. Gets hit in the process. Kept in by the Rebels. As it's going to be poked back in by Allison. Picked up by Bungay, who will try and clear. Comes free. Here is Devin DeBay. DeBay plays it up ahead. Picked up by Creighton. Creighton will take a hit as he dumps it in. As mentioned a few times, a very physical matchup here tonight. Two teams who like to lay the body. As here is Allison. Allison at the end of his shift will poke it towards the zone. As we're halfway through this first period, still no score. Not many shots on net either. That's going to be kept in at the line by Collins. Here's Ace Otway, will throw it towards the net, but picked off. As rebound came loose, sent on goal by Harris, but blocked. That'll be out of the zone, gets by Harris on the blue line, picked up by Collins. Ty Collins will pivot back in his own zone, up the wall. Looking to dump that one in was Arsenault. He gets a piece of it. Battle ensues for the puck in the corner. Looking to find Collins as he let a shot go blocked by Maidment. Maidment finds Van Polgees on the Armada. Van Polgees with Fougier. Shot off the rush. Just goes wide. Might not get a block in front on the way through. It's going to be kept in for a moment. Rebels looking to clear as Van Polgees just gets enough of it at the blue line to hold it in. Rebels have it. Collins over to Harris. Played up ahead. Here come the Western Rebels. Otway has it. Otway will chip it into the zone as it takes a hit. Every dump in and pass is followed with a hit. So, just been one of those games so far. Here's McGilvery's shot. Just goes off the stick and wide. Noy there for the rebound. Noy looking to send it in deep. That's going to go off the stick and out of play inside the Armada bench. Take a look at the Armada top scores. They'll have a chance. Zach Fougier in at the top. Devin DeBay 6 points behind. So some depth scoring, but only the one player, or two players, I guess, a point per game. So they'll drop the puck inside the Armada zone. Chance to clear for Basin as Fougier will poke it ahead. McGilvery battling with Irvin, makes a move, pass in front, here's Maidman, and what a save! As Weil was down and out, but he got a piece of it as a penalty behind the play. The Rebels will go to the power play as Gaudette will poke it ahead. So a delayed penalty against the Armada. What a sequence that was as a free puck will be touched up. So our first penalty of the game after a crazy sequence in the Rebels' crease. It was Ivan Irvin who made a beautiful move towards the goal, and I believe it was Luke Maimon who had a chance to score, but the goaltender Dylan Weil sprawled out to keep it a 0-0 game. And behind the play, looks like Maimon, a bit of frustration after missing that empty net, took a penalty. So with 8:08 to go in the first, the Rebels, the first chance, the man advantage. Looks like they'll send two players to the box for the Armada. Let's see if it's going to be a 5-on-3 or not. It's just three players on the ice for Basin right now. So it looks like a 5-on-3 as Maidment is heading to the dressing room. Not sure what the cause of that is. He might have said something to the referee. So that might be the end of the night for number 9. As they'll send someone else in the box to replace him. So a 5-on-3 power play for the Rebels. Interesting development here. Referee still talking it over. Not sure what the original penalty was. There was a scrum in the corner after the puck was touched up. But the original penalty was on Maidment. I didn't think it was enough to get ejected, but he must have had some extra words to say after the fact. So a 5-on-3 power play for the Rebels. A great chance for them to open the scoring as the Armada will win the face-off and one back to the corner as Mackin looks to kill the clock. Puck comes free up top. Here is Surratt. He'll let a shot go and he scores! Just like that, Surratt makes it 1-0. Rebels make quick work of the 5-on-3. As Sam Surratt, number 92 in black, goes over the shoulder of the goaltender. And the Rebels are yelling here early. So, just 12 seconds into that 5-on-3, that's all the Rebels needed to score the opening goal of the game. They'll still have a power play Well, this time it'll be 5-on-4. So here's Gaudette. Plays it over for Surratt. Surratt with no extra E at the end, unlike Sebi Surratt on the other side. As he'll play over for McEwen. McEwen will send it in deep. Around the wall, McNeil will look to poke it free. Comes off the boards for McEwen. McEwen looking to pass over for Gaudette, but it's going to go off his skate and out of the zone. Back to retrieve it is Harris. Harris will backpedal in his own end, looking for an option on the power play. Plays it over. As Gaudette will send it towards the goal. Takes a funny hop in the blue paint, but that's going to be corralled by the goaltender, Hewlin McLeod. So 7 1/4 to go in the first. Sam Surratt a few moments ago with the power play goal. No shot clock here in Tyne Valley, so I can't tell you that stat, but I'd say it'd be pretty even at this point. That's going to be cleared down the ice by the Armada at the face-off win. There's 1 minute to go on the power play for the Rebels. They scored on the 5-on-3, 12 seconds in to make it 1-0. As Malman will slow things down for the Rebels. Picking up speed is number 44 in black. He'll dish it off. Here is Pinow, Hudson Pinow. So, as I mentioned before, a lot of reoccurring names in this game. As a couple of Surratts and Pinows on both sides. As Otway will look to hold it in, he can't do so. As Pigeon back to retrieve it. Pigeon up for Otway. Here is Ace Otway. Will drop it off for the blue line as Gaudette gets tangled up. Up top, Pigeon has a lane in the net. He'll shoot on, that'll go off the blocker, the goaltender. Picked up. Here's Hudson Pinow for the Rebels. Pinow has it on the goal line. Centering pass is out of the reach as unable to handle that one. This is going to be poked up ahead. And here comes Sebi Surratt on a shorthanded breakaway. Here is Surratt. He'll shoot one. Stop made by Weil. And he'll cover up. As Sebi Surratt, not to be outdone by Sam Surratt, was looking for the breakaway goal. And that's going to stay out as a collision. The linesman falls down after the whistle. Wouldn't that have been something if both Surratts scored a goal on both sides, but Sebi could not finish the job on the shorthanded breakaway. Number 8 in white. So we're back to 5-on-5. Not sure if that goal would have been a shorthanded breakaway. It was pretty close to the end of that power play. So just the one goal on the 5-on-3 for the Rebels. As they have the puck, but quickly turned over. Brady will throw it back in deep. Here's McGilvery. McGilvery up the wall. Picked up by Monkley, looking to clear. The AP forward. Plays up ahead. He picked up Mackin. Shot will go off the blocker of Weil. Weil using his hands correctly here to start things off. As Bungay will throw it towards the corner. Puck picked up. McGilvery looking to clear. Rebels have it in their own zone. Picked off. Here's O'Leary. Drops it off for Chisholm. Will throw it towards the net, but goes wide. Brady finds the rebound. Looking to go to the point, but that's going to be picked off. Chance to clear. Pokes and neutral ice. Mackinnon will corral it. Plays it up for Brady. Brady falls down trying to make the play. Chisholm can't find it. Rebels get possession. Here is Arsenault. Arsenault puts the brakes on the half wall as he enters the zone. Plays it in deep, but easily picked off by Bungay. Bungay will throw it up ahead, but picked off with a shin pad of Noy. Here is Mackinnon. Mackinnon. Over to Chisholm. Chisholm takes it wide. Has it behind the net. Chisholm battling for possession with Collins. So he'll escape the zone. Pinow unintentionally plays it back into his own corner. That being Carter Pinow for the Armada. As McNeil might have a step, but Harrison on the back check gets to the puck first as Allison will take over for the Rebels. Allison, as delayed offside, touched up by Van Polgis, who wasn't sure if he was onside or not, so that will be a whistle. Take a look at the Rebels' leading scores. As I mentioned, Surratt, that's Samuel Surratt, who just scored, so now he has 18 goals in the season for 28 points. McEwen and Allison not far behind him. So some depth scoring for the Rebels this season, as you can see. 4.5 to go 1-0 for the Rebels here at home. Puck dropped. One back. Pino. That's Carter. Pino for the Armada will play up the boards. Loose puck. DeBay might get there first for the Armada, and he will. Centering pass as Creighton could get there in time to accept it. Play to the boards. Finds DeBay again. Up for Van Polges, who couldn't handle the pass. McEwen saucers up ahead as Surratt could handle it. That being Sam Surratt, not Sebi. Here is Pino for the Armada. He takes a hit after making the pass. Puck comes free. Looking to clear the Rebels. Kept in for a moment by Creighton. DeBay looking to poke it back in. McEwen finds it on his own blue line. McEwen cross ice for Surratt. Surratt will collect and send it in deep. As Pino battling in the corner with McEwen. Puck comes free. McNeil has Gaudette in the forecheck. Will spin back behind his own net. Play to the boards. Ald looking to tangle up his man Collins. Comes free for DeBay. 3.5 to go in the first. Here is Devin DeBay. He'll flick it up in neutral ice. Seen that a couple times in this game. That's going to be picked up by Harris. Harris will go up the boards. Smallman collects the pass. Smallman will send it in deep once again. There's no real clean zone entries on either side. That's going to be a hit on the wall. So it's one of those old-fashioned hockey games. Dump and chase and hit everything you see. Just the way they like it here in Tyne Valley. As here's Todd. Todd has got it on the forecheck. Another hit will free up the puck. This time it's Gaudette using his body. Here's Todd. Kept in at the line by Pigeon. He'll throw it back in behind the net. Looking to clear earlier Armada. Here's Ald. Ald takes a hit on the boards. There's another hit from Smallman who came flying in. So I feel like we're in 1980 right now, the way this game's going. As here's Gaudette makes a move in the slot. Gaudette tangled up with Todd. Puck comes free. Looking to clear is Ald. Surratt up for Fougier. Fougier looking to break through. He'll pass over to Ald, who can handle the pass cleanly. So Pigeon with the poke check will free out the puck. Sent up ahead. Bungay will pick it off and play it on the boards. As physicality, the name of the game here tonight, as you can see the scrum on the boards right in front of us here in the booth. Played back. Phillips over for Ace Otway. Otway will look for an option as he shoulder checks. Otway will recollect the puck. Otway takes a hit from Ald, and then another one from Surratt. Puck comes free for Makinen. He'll make a move and neutralize Makinen with a nice toe drag, but he couldn't finish off the play. Puck is free right in front of the blue line and the Rebels' ends. Comes free for Bungay. Bungay will flick it back in towards the western PEI zone as Phillips drops it off for Pigeon up the boards. Gaudette looking for it. Arsenault plays it back. Phillips collects it behind his own net. 1.5 to go in the first. Pass over across. Picked off as Arsenault against Bungay. Arsenault gets there first. Play to the net. Poked free. Makinen will collect it from his goaltender. Makinen plays it over. Here's Bungay. Will throw it cross ice. Brady looking for it as he couldn't handle the bounce. Smallman played up the boards. That will be picked up by Pino for the Armada. Pino up for Chisholm, who will redirect it into the zone. 1 minute to go here in the first. Last minute of play is Noy. Can't handle the puck. Comes free. Here's McNeil at the blue line. McNeil will walk it and shoot one on. That's going to be blocked. Rebound cleared away by the Rebels. As a hit will free up the puck once again. Chisholm in on the forecheck. Play it back in deep. Here's O'Leary. Chisholm has it now. Chisholm gets hit off the puck. Another hit on Chisholm. As Allison came in to finish off his man. Another hit on the boards. Here's O'Leary now with the turnover. O'Leary dodges the check. Makes a nice move. O'Leary will get a shot on. His rebound's there in the blue paint as a no-look pass. It was almost a beautiful assist, but will play on as McNeil, last man back, as Hudson on him. 15 seconds to go in the opening frame. McNeil plays it up the boards, picked off. Surratt can handle it cleanly. Hakala up ahead, looking to spring Fougier. That's going to be picked off by Noy, who will dump it in deep. And that will do it for a very physical first period here in Tyne Valley. So 1-0's your score for the Rebels. Goal came on the 5-on-3 power play from Sam Surratt. We'll take a quick break here as the Zamboni will hit the ice. You're tuned into High Button Sports, live from the Cavendish Farms Community Event Center. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back inside the Cavendish Farms Community Event Center. A physical first period, just had the one goal, as it was Sam Surratt for the Western Rebels on the 5-on-3 power play with the lone marker in this one. Not much sustained offense from either side, mostly been dump and chase. And then, as I mentioned, lots and lots of hitting. Every pass finished off with a hit every single time. You can tell this game means a bit more for both sides. Two of the standards for teams in this league going at it. The Rebels are defending champions of the U16 AAA League. They won Atlantics last year. They're hosting the tournament, the Maritime Tournament this season, at home here in this facility. The Armada have won the league 6 times, I believe, might be 5. They were on a 3-year winning streak that ended last season. They were looking for the 4-peats, but they'll have to start over again, try and collect another ring. So 5-on-5 to start the second period. Looks like it'll be Devin DeBay against Brady Allison to start things off. And puck hits the ice. And we are underway here in the second. Fresh 20 minutes on the board here in Tyne Valley. As another hit right in the corner to start things off. As some fresh ice though out there as Irvin looking to start the forward check. Thompson will collect the pass, send it back in deep. Phillips looking to clear, played up the wall, picked off by DeBay, who will send it back in deep. Great crowd on hand here in Tyne Valley, as per usual. They have the highest attendance in the league, as Thompson will send it back in deep. Phillips will retrieve it, DD pass over to Pigeon. Pigeon looking for an option, will throw it towards neutral ice, looking for a bounce. Are the Rebels. They've been flicking it up a couple times here in this game, looking to get one past the defenders. As here is Pinow. Pinow for the Rebels, of course. That's Hudson Pinow. There's also a Carter Pinow on the other side. And there's a Sebi Surratt and a Sam Surratt in this game as well. So, pretty confusing for this old guy up here in the booth, as that's going to be an offside, which will stop play. So, Rebels 3-2 in the last 5 games. Armada 4-1. They beat the Vitoes in a shootout last weekend. That was a thriller of a game in Bedford. We'll draw the puck on neutral ice. Surratt will play it back for Mackinnon. It's going to be picked off as Arsenault in the forward check. Pass up ahead. Comes to the line. Collins will drag and shoot one on net. That's going to go wide. As rebound thrown towards the crease. It's shot on as Corbett just missed in the net with Surratt, number 92. Play to the point. Collins plays it in deep. Otway looking to center it. Looking for Arsenault as he couldn't connect there. Puck comes free in the slot. Poked up ahead. Armada looking to clear, sent back towards the zone by Harris. Harris and Hackle battling for it. Hit on the wall by Surratt on Arsenault. Both teams still battling. Arsenault finds it. He'll dodge a hit from Ald as he dumps it in. A minute and a half is gone here in the second period. Still 1-0 for the Rebels here at home. Otway has it. Will play out of the corner. Picked off as Ald collects it. Mason Ald has Surratt with him on the 2-on-3. Ald gets picked off by Collins as he enters the zone. Played up ahead. Surratt looking for it. Couldn't accept the pass from Arsenault. That's going to be played back in by Bungay. DDD pass as Surratt in the forward check frees up the puck. Here is Sebi Surratt. Hackle out there with him as well as Ald. Surratt looking to dig it out of the wall. Comes free for Otway for a moment. Played back in the corner. Collins will throw it up the boards. Picked off as O'Leary came off the bench. O'Leary couldn't win the battle. Comes free neutral ice. McNeil picks it up. DD pass over to Mackinnon. Mackinnon will go across the boards as he gets hit after the pass, which has been happening every single time tonight. O'Leary, and on the forward check, will look to clear. As Harris can handle it cleanly, loose puck. Slowly trickles his way down into the zone. Brady against Collins. Collins will get there first and play it up the wall. Off the bench came Pinow for the Armada, who let a shot go up high. He played the high stick, but waved off as Rebels touch up. Here is O'Leary. O'Leary plays it back for Pinow. Up ahead, picked off. As Rebels get possession, backhanded in, or attempted to by Collins, but he fanned on it. Hit on the wall. Frees up the puck. Here's Gaudette. Plays it over. Finds Collins, who will chip it off the boards. That will not be enough for icing. As McNeil and P now back for the Armada. McNeil gets tangled up in the corner, makes the play. McNeil up for Brady. Brady accepts the pass in neutral ice. Might be a 3-on-2 for the Basin. Here's Brady, pass across. One-timer O'Leary. Stop made by Weil. Great pass from Brady over number 22, O'Leary. But a better save from number 29 in black, Dylan Weil. As puck played up ahead. Comes free for the Rebels, looking to get it out. Here for the Western Rebels now. Smallman has it. Smallman will backhand it behind the net. Picked up by Thompson, looking to clear. Armada have it. Played up ahead. Here is Fougier. Fougier will fire one off the rush. Stop made by Weil. There'll be no rebound from the Rebels goaltender, who's been sharp tonight. A couple of key saves for his team to maintain the lead. He had that beautiful save right before the 5-on-3 power play. And we have not seen Luke Mayment since he took that penalty, so that might be been the end of the game for him. He was escorted back to the dressing room after taking a 2-minute minor, but he had some words after the fact, so looks like he's out for the night. As battle in the corner. Hit will fear the putt once again, as that was Sam Surratt hitting Ald. Kept near the line. Todd had his shot blocked. He was looking to get it through the traffic. It's going to be played up the boards. Kept in by Thompson for a moment as he uses his stick in desperation to prevent a breakaway the other side. As Rebels have it. Poked up ahead. Thompson will recollect for the Armada. Fougier finds Van Polgeest. Armada enter the zone. Van Polgeest will play it around the wall. Battle ensues. DeBay against Pigeon. Basin has it in the corner. Here is DeBay. DeBay centering pass. One-timer just goes wide as Van Polgeest had a good look, but he couldn't hit the target. Here are the Rebels looking to clear. Hit will fear the puck in the forward check. Here is Monkley. Played back in by the Armada. As they're looking to tie the game, they've had a pretty good start here in the second period. That will escape the zone. Here is Todd. Todd up for Fougier. Surratt keeps it in for a moment. Played back by Van Polgeest. Turned over. Here's a chance for the Rebels. Here's Collins. He had his shot blocked. Played to the line as Harris will be unable to hold it in. So delayed offside for Western PEIs. They'll be able to touch up. Quickly picked up as Hakala will play to the opposite wall. Picked up. Here is Harris. Harris up for P now, who just avoids a hit from Aaron. Puck comes free. Hakala looking forward. He bats out of it in midair. Picked off by McEwen. McEwen plays it over for Collins as he takes a hit. McEwen has it again. Goes off the skate of the linesman. Sent back in deep. Here is Makinen. He'll sauce it across the ice, and that will be an icing call against the Armada. With 14:01 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 for the Rebels. A low-scoring game. These teams are number 4 and 5 in the league. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Highlanders are up 3-2 over the Voyageurs in Port Hawkesbury, a rematch of the provincial final from last season. And that's the only live game right now in Game Sheet. So we'll stay tuned for the other score updates. I believe there's a few other games on the docket tonight. As here's Aaron. Aaron up ahead looking for Surratt. Comes back for Aaron. Let a shot go off the glove. And that will go wide of the net. Good chance there for the Armada, but another save from Weil. Here's Noy. Noy has it by his own net for the Rebels. Falls down, making the play up for Allison. Here's Brady Allison, number 71. Drops it off for McEwen. McEwen pokes it towards the goal. Goaltender can't handle it. Comes free. Makinen will lodge it into the boards. McEwen will poke it free. Him and Otway on the forward check. Here's McEwen. Has Allison in front. Plays it up top. Here's McGilvery. Shot. Rebound. Off the blocker. Good save from Hewlin McLeod. We're still a 1-0 score. Hit after the fact. Noy holds the line. Two players tangled up behind the net. Makinen has it. Allison and Bungay having a few words for each other. Here's Otway. as his teammates are offside, so that'll be a whistle as he enters the zone. Bungay looking for a call as him and Allison were tangled up on the goal line. But no dice, says the referee. Face-off will be right in front of the Rebels bench and neutral ice. O'Leary against Surratt. Puck comes free. Played in by Otway. And on the forecheck is Arsenault, but P now gets there first for the Armada. Turned over. Here's Otway. Loses the puck. O'Leary looking to clear. Pitches it up for Brady. Brady will go off the boards on the entry. Finds McNeil. Picked off by Otway. Ace Otway will go across the ice. Foot race for the puck. Arsenault gets there first. Arsenault will send it towards the opposite corner. Once again, chip and chase, the name of the game tonight. Here's McNeil. Up for Brady. Finds O'Leary streaking through. O'Leary has a little bit of speed. He'll take it wide as he enters the zone. O'Leary gets hit off the puck by Pigeon. Comes free. Backhanded towards the net. It's through the crease, but Brady couldn't find it as Arsenault got a piece of it. Here is Arsenault again. Looking for Otway. That will miss him. As back to retrieve it is McNeil. McNeil has P now his partner. Otway on the forecheck. McNeil tangled up with Otway as he's looking to poke it ahead, and he does. Finds Chisholm. Chisholm can't get to the puck as Pigeon gets there first. Played up ahead. Surratt collects the pass. Surratt has the only goal of this game. He makes a move. Puts the brakes on, looking for the trailer perhaps. Surratt gets tangled up. That'll free out the puck. As Polgy's looking for it. Picked up. Here is DeBay. Devin DeBay enters the zone. Will put a move on. Loses the puck off the poke check. Sent in deep. Hits a broken stick on the way through. Played to the line. That will make its way all the way down the ice. Not enough for icing. As P now will get there first. He's battling with Zach Gaudette. There's a Zach and Isaac Gaudette in this game on the Rebels. Not sure if they're brothers or not. As DeBay finishes his hit. Gaudette finds it. He has the puck on the goal line. He has Smallin with him as he'll throw it towards the net, but save made by the goaltender. Pass up ahead as Fougier gets hit at the red line by Collins. Played back in deep. Here's P now for the Armada. He'll look to poke it up ahead. Thompson collects the pass. Will chip it off the boards. Kept in by Collins. Lets a shot go, but blocked. As P now got in front of that one. Up ahead. Here's Fougier. 3-on-2 with DeBay and Van Polge's. Pass ahead. Van Polge's shot just goes wide. Rebound was there, but able to poke that one home was number 23 in white. Here come the Rebels now with it the other way. Here is Gaudette. He'll take it wide. Gaudette. Pass in front. Picked off by Van Polge's. As he'll play it across. A funny hop will free out the puck. Played up the boards by Collins. Sent down the ice, and that will be an icing call. So a great chance for the Armada a few moments ago on that odd man rush, but they cannot convert. But they'll have another chance here off the ice, and the Rebels cannot change due to the infraction against them. Makinen, Bungay out there with Surratt, Auld, and Joel Hakala. Hakala will oppose Hudson in the face-off dot. One back by the Armada. Here's Makinen. He'll throw it across the ice. Puck ends up behind the net. Here's Hakala. Hakala looking for an option. Turned over. Poked up ahead by Collins. Kept in by Makinen. Makinen centering pass. Looking for Surratt. Picked off. As Otway played up ahead. As Hudson couldn't handle it cleanly. Puck comes free. Picked up. Here's Bungay. Bungay up ahead. Finds Auld. Up for Surratt. Here is Sebastian Surratt. Makes a move. Has the puck. Is delayed penalty coming up here. Touched up by the Rebels. And the Armada will have their first chance in the power play tonight. As Rebels looking to even things up with a few shoves, but Armada stay disciplined and will head to the power play. Let's see what the call is here. 9:45 to go. They might send two Rebels, might be just the one. As number 27, Connor Hudson, will be the guilty party. I believe that was a roughing signal from the referee. Regardless, it will be a 2-minute power play for the Basin Armada here on the road. They're down a goal. They'll send out DeBay, Van Polgeest, Fougier, Makinen, and O'Leary on the point. So 4 forwards out there for Basin. Here's Fougier, up for Makinen. Makinen at the top of the zone, quarterbacking this power play. Makinen lets a shot go. Might have been tipped on goal, but it'll be stopped. Kept in at the line by O'Leary. No offside is the signal. Pigeon has the puck in the corner. Pigeon plays it back for Phillips. He'll collect it and send it down the ice. gets past Mackinnon. So charging is the official call. I thought it was boarding, but charging was the call made by the PA announcer at ice level. As DeBay will collect it and send it in deep. Picked up by Pigeon, has a chance to clear. He'll go around the wall. O'Leary holds it at the blue line, makes a move. Here is Seth O'Leary. He'll walk in and shoot off the pad. Rebound collected by the Rebels and sent down the ice. 1:07 to go in the power play. Here's O'Leary, takes a pass from his goaltender. Looking to catch the Rebels on a change. O'Leary enters the zone on the goal line is number 22. Pass in front, rebound. It's there, the blue paint. Weil has it and will cover up. Another good chance for the Armada to tie this game. But number 29 in black has came to play tonight. Keeps his team up a goal. 8:40 to go in the second period. Armada doing everything they can to tie this game. But it will remain 1-0 for now. Second unit comes out there for Matt Donnelly's power plays. Hakala, Surrett, Erin, Brady, and number 4, Lyndon Todd. So another 4-man forward unit. As here's Brady, pass over across. That's going to be picked off. Looking to clear. The Rebels will hold on to it. There is Collins. So chip it into his own bench unintentionally, and that will stop play. 40 seconds remaining on the Rebels' penalty. Looks like face-off will be inside the zone to the glove side of Hewlin McLeod. Hakala against Surrett. That's number 92, Sam Surrett. One back. Here's Todd. Todd has 35 seconds of power play time. Plays up for Sebi Surrett. Pass for Brady will go over his stick and picked off and sent down the ice. Last touch by Ty Collins for the Rebels. Hakala gets back to the puck first. Escapes the forecheck of Surrett for a moment. Here is Joel Hakala. Pass to the middle will be easily picked off and sent down the ice. 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here is Todd. One last chance for the Armada as they're up a man. Todd takes it wide. Has Gaudette on the back check. Comes free. Here's Erin. Erin makes a move and shoots one off a stick. And that will go up and out of play as the penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5. Armada unable to convert on the power play, but some good looks for them on that man advantage. They'll drop the puck inside the Rebel zone. O'Leary against Gaudette for the face-off. Puck dropped, one back. Here is Mackinnon. Right back out there after quarterback in the power play. Finds Fougier. Pass in front, picked off. O'Leary looking for that pass from Fougier. Here is Fougier. Behind the net once again, looking for a lane. Fougier. Pass will be off a shin pad. Rebounds tipped on goal, then swatted away. Comes free. Bungay will hold the line for a moment. Sent up ahead. Here come the Rebels. Pinow has it now. Hudson Pinow will get tangled up with Mackinnon. Pinow look to poke it ahead as the puck's behind the net. 7:10 to go here in the second period. Pinow has it for the Rebels. Here's McEwen. Shot goes wide. Rebounds there. Gaudette fanned on it as he had a good chance to make it 2-0. But we'll play on here at 1-0 still. Battle ensues for the loose puck. Bungay against McEwen. Played up the wall. Looking to clear his Fougier. Pitching in his Pigeon. He'll hold it in for a moment. That will escape the zone. Phillips sends it back in deep off the goaltender. Picked up by Bungay. Bungay has a chance to clear. He'll flick it through neutral ice. Seems to be the theme of this game. Both teams playing very similar styles tonight. As Fougier collects it. Zach Fougier takes it wide. Drops it off for O'Leary. Comes top for Mackinnon. Lets a one-timer go just wide of the net. Here's Bungay. Sent back in deep. 6.5 to go in the second. Chisholm looking for Fougier down low. Played up ahead by the Rebels who are looking to clear. Kept in by Bungay. Bungay had his shot deflected wide over the net. Comes free for Mackinnon. Mackinnon played back in deep. As Chisholm looking forward against Pigeon. Chisholm looking to find Fougier on the cycle. Phillips gets there first. Picked off O'Leary. Here's Chisholm. Fan of the shot and that'll be easily stopped by Dylan Weil. As we'll freeze play of 6:01 to go in the second period. You're tuned into High Button Sports live in Tyne Valley. These two teams will play tomorrow as well. Noon here at the Cavendish Farms Community Event Center. 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. Hakala against Allison to the blocker side of Weil inside the Rebel zone as the face-off. Puck dropped. Here's Hakala behind the net. Hakala has McGilvery on him. Play to the point. P now will play it back in deep. Comes free in the slot. Hakala looking for it. Hakala gets by a few sticks, but Noy will poke it towards the wall. Picked up by Allison as a penalty coming up against the Armada. So back to the power play for the Rebels. Here's Arsenault sent in deep as a touch up from the Armada will freeze play, but they can't get to it. Here is Arsenault behind the net, so delayed call. Full possession for the Rebels. 6-on-5. Here's McGilvery. Played a little wall for McEwen. McEwen pass. Here's Allison. Shot blocked by McNeil. Here's McEwen. Up top for McGilvery. Over cross. Noy. Back for McGilvery. McGilvery over cross. Was going to be touched up. And that will finally whistle down as Sebi Surrett gets it with his stick. Both referees have their arms up. They'll discuss the call. It will go against the Armada. Cross-checking is a signal. And head contact. So 2 penalties on the play. Another 5-on-3 for the Rebels. As looks like Hakala and Pinow will head to the box for the Armada. So just like last time, the Rebels have a full 5-on-3. There's 4 players out there for the Armada. They'll send 2 off and put 1 back on. So it is a 5-on-3. DeBay against Gaudette for the face-off. Puck is dropped. Looks like a 5-forward unit on this power play for the Rebels. As here is Allison up for Surrett. Surrett over for Collins. So Collins the lone D-man. That's Harris rather. Harris the lone D-man out there for this power play. Over for Gaudette. Gaudette with Surrett out there who has the other goal. Here's Allison up top. Gaudette has it. Gaudette look for a lane and shoot one towards the goal. Picked up. Here's Surrett. Surrett centering pass will be blocked by Thompson. Comes free for Harris to the blue line. Harris over for Gaudette. Gaudette will walk in and drag, but doesn't shoot it. Played down low for Allison. Up for McEwen has a lane. He'll shoot on the blocker. Rebounds there. It's still in the blue paint, but covered up. As Hewlin McLeod able to get his glove on that one. No changes from the Rebels, but they got a quick word from their head coach. 1:13 to go in the 5-on-3. Armada will send some fresh penalty killers out there, that being Bungay, Brady, and Makinen. 2D, 1 forward for the Armada. 4 forwards and 1 defense for the Rebels on the power play. Puck dropped. Comes free. Here is McEwen up for Surrett. Surrett has the only goal in this game so far. Up for Harris. Over for Gaudette. He'll walk in and shoot one through the screen. Stop made by Hewlin McLeod. Comes free. Here's Harris. Harris over for Surrett. Surrett hesitates on the shot. Holds on to it. Back up top. Harris collects the pass. Harris over to Surrett. He has a lane. He'll shoot one. Stop made once again. Looking to clear the Armada. Kept in by Gaudette. Gaudette over for Surrett. Surrett will shoot one again. Blocked by Makinen. Rebound. Sent up and wide as Makinen with a huge block for the Armada. He's feeling it after that one. So still 1-0. 3:48 to go in the frame. 36 seconds of 5-on-3 time for the Western Rebels. They'll make some changes. Western PEI will send some new faces out there. Another 4-forward unit. As here's Pigeon, the lone defenseman, over to Ace Otway. Otway at the top of the circle. Over for Pinow. Pinow back to Otway. One-timer Fandon. Here's Gaudette behind the net. That's Zach Gaudette over cross. Picked up. Here's Pigeon. Pigeon finds Pinow. Pinow will throw it towards the goal. Tipped on net. Rebound. Covered up once again by Hewlin McLeod, number 1 for the Armada. Some great penalty killing here for Basin. They're down 2 players in this scenario. As Smallman will take the face-off against Van Polgis. No changes on either side after the whistle. Puck dropped. Here is Van Polgis. So look to clear. Kept in by Otway. Otway can't handle it. Might be a short-handed break for Van Polgis. Here comes Lucas Van Polgis. Shots! That will go wide of the net. And that's going to do it for the 5-on-3. So both players back out there for the Armada. They kill off a crucial penalty. As here is Taw looking to clear. Play to the wall. Puck bouncing for Hakala. Hakala has O'Leary with them up ahead. He'll chip it off the glass. Last 3 minutes of play here in the second period. Sent back in deep. Pigeon can handle it. Comes free for Phillips. Phillips with lots of time and space as the Armada are changing. Here's Pigeon. Up for Smallman, who will deflect it into the zone. Takes a funny hop off the stanchion. Oatway on the forecheck. Gets hit by McNeil. Thompson finds it. Thompson up for Hakala. Hakala will dump it in deep. 2.5 to go in the second. Here's O'Leary off the forecheck. Gets there first. Hit by Aaron. Will field the puck for a moment. Gets the attention of the Armada bench. Hakala has at the blue line. Will go off a shin pad. Finds Thompson. Thompson will send it in deep. It takes a funny hop off of Phillips, but ready for that one with Dylan Weil. Here's Harris. Laid up ahead for Monkley. Monkley can't clear. Cuts in by Thompson. Hit on the wall. Rebels have it in their own zone. Monkley looking to clear. Played up the boards. O'Leary plays it back in deep. Harris will shoulder check with 2 minutes to go in the second. Looking to clear. Picked off. O'Leary shot on goal. Rebound there. Off the crossbar. A beautiful chance to tie the game. But we'll play on. Here is O'Leary. O'Leary will shoot one blocked in front. As Monkley has a chance to clear. Played up ahead off the stick of Mackinnon, who can't handle it. Arsenault in the forecheck. Sent in deep. As Thompson, the last defender back for Basin. He'll chip it up ahead. Turned over. As puck will be lodged under the netting. They'll play on. Pinching in are the Rebels. Keeping it inside the zone. 1:20 to go here in the second. Here is Thompson looking to clear. As Fougier looking for the breakaway, but nice stick from Noy. Neutral ice will prevent that. Here's Aaron, turned over. DeBay couldn't break through the defenders. Here's Allison now, up for McEwen, but turned over by Fougier on the back check. Fougier is offside, so we'll just dump it in. Last minute of play here in the second period. Rebels looking to clear. Here's Monkley. Monkley has Fougier on the forecheck. He gives him a hit. Glove down by Monkley. Poked up ahead for McEwen. Up for Allison, and we'll send it in deep. 50 seconds to go. Here is Pinow for the Armada. Will look to partner it, but he fanned on it. Here's McEwen. Up ahead looking to find Surratt for his second of the game, but he couldn't connect. His centering pass. Up ahead, here's Collins. Shot scores! Rebels score a late one. As it's Ty Collins pinching in from the blue line off the turnover. And with 34 seconds to go in the period, the Rebels have doubled up their lead. Ty Collins goes over the shoulder. And it's 2-0 for the Rebels. Back and forth action. Looked like it was going to be a 1-0 lead heading into the second period, but the Rebels get a late one. As Allison against Hakala off the ensuing draw. That's going to be one back, but Noy couldn't handle it cleanly. 30 seconds to go in the period. Here's Surratt on the forecheck. That's Sebi Surratt for the Armada. Played up ahead. There is Sam Surratt. Picked off. Here's Mackinnon. Shot through the screen. Glove down by Weil, who's seen it tonight. As a few shoves after the whistle. McEwen and all tangled up in the slot area. Penalty coming up. Looks like they'll send both guys to the box. McEwen escorted to the sin bin by the linesman. Mackinnon is the penalized player for the Armada, and McEwen will oppose him in the opposite penalty box. 5-on-5 as there's 5 hands up from the referee at center ice. Face-off will be inside the Rebel zone. So a great game on hand here tonight. Great crowd as well as Hakala against Allison. One back. Here's Fougier over for Bungay. Shot through the screen. Just goes wide. As 4 forwards out there for the Armada. Looking to clear is Smallman. He'll chip it up to neutral ice. 4 seconds to go. Here's Fougier on his own blue line. Poked ahead. That's going to do it for the second period. So the Rebels score a late one to extend their lead to 2-0. As a few extra words after the final horn for the period. Expect a physical third as another whistle. Might be another penalty coming up here. We'll see what comes out of this at the start of next period. But for now, we'll take a break up here in the booth. You're tuned to High Button Sports. 2-0 for the Rebels here at home. Be back after the break. Welcome back for the third period of play. The Rebels up 2-0 here at home. A late goal in the second period from Ty Collins made it 2-0, and in the first period it was Sam Surratt on the power play. 12 seconds into the 5-on-3 made it 1-0. That's their story so far. A great performance from Dylan Weil so far in net for the Rebels. But still lots of game left here. The Armada are no strangers to coming back in the third period. Let's see what they can do here tonight. They came from behind against the St. John Vitoes last weekend. Or 2 weekends ago. I guess that would have been. DeBay against Allison for the opening draw, the third, and we are underway. As Otway has it in the offensive zone, he'll dump it in deep. Otway out there with Allison and Pinow to start the period. Here is Pinow for the Rebels. There's a Pinow on both sides and a Surratt on both sides. Here's Van Polges for an early chance, and he'll just send that wide at the 2-on-1. He had Fougier with him, but he elected to shoot instead. Things opening it up here early in the period. Here's Allison letting a shot go off the stick. And the first save of the period for Hewlin McLeod, who's been pretty good in this game. But Dylan Weil has stolen the show in the goaltender matchup as Fougier gets hit trying to make a play. As Fougier's been kind of neutralized by the Rebels. They kind of send 2 or 3 guys after him every shift. He is the Armada top scorer, and he's certainly got the attention of the Rebels defenders, as that's going to be an icing call against the Armada, who are forced to keep their players out there, as DeBay against Surratt. That's Sam Surratt, number 92 in black. Puck dropped. One back by the Armada. Thompson looking to clear off the backhand as Chisholm, kept in by Collins, the most recent goal scorer in this game, will send it back in deep. Hit on the forecheck. Looking to clear is Todd, kept in. Here's Arsenault with their turnover. Up the line. Finds Harris, sent back in deep. Thompson will go backhand up the boards. Finds Chisholm with lots of time to make a play. Chisholm gets by the forecheck of Arsenault. Up ahead, finds DeBay. DeBay will play up for Fougier. Fougier has a chance. Fougier on the goal. He gets taken down. Will that be a penalty shot? Let's see. There's a few words after the whistle between Harris and Fougier. Holding is the call, so no penalty shot, but a power play for the Armada. As Mackinnon's still serving that coincidental minor, so he can't be out there for the power play. So Lyndon Todd out there for O'Leary, Brady, Hakala, and Sebi Surratt. Armada looking to make their way back into this game. Puck dropped. Brady against Collins for the loose puck. Armada on their second power play of the game. Comes free for Brady behind the net. Up ahead, here is Todd of the blue line. Over for O'Leary. O'Leary has it in the circle. Shot low. Tipped just wide. Looking to clear his Gaudette. Kept in. Here's Hakala. Hakala against Collins. Wins the battle for a moment. Allison will play it back in deep, but Brady there to pick it up. Brady, cross crease pass, picked up by the goaltender. And that'll be cleared out the zone. O'Leary back to retrieve it. He'll take a look up ice for an option. Takes it back behind his own net. Here is Seth O'Leary using his wheels. Goes wide. Enters the zone. Still has the puck. Might have a chance here at the net. O'Leary takes it behind the net. Looking to set up on the power play of the Armada. O'Leary, cross ice pass. Ends up on the glove of Hakala. Holds it at the line. Hakala down for Brady in the corner. Return pass. Looking for the one-timer. That's going to be off a stick and then cleared down the ice by the Rebels, who will go for a change. Same unit stays out there for the Armada, but no, they're going to make some changes, rather. Here is Surratt. Skate to stick is number 8 in white. Sebi Surratt enters the zone, puts the brakes on the blue line, looking for the trailer. Over for Erin as a lane. Erin will fan on the shot. Here's Arsenault. Arsenault will send it down the ice. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Back to retrieve it is Bungay. Bungay up the boards, finds Erin. Erin pokes it by the defender, but loses it after the second move. Is Pigeon there to collect it, and he'll send it down the ice. Rebels take a lot of penalties, so they're used to killing off these situations. They've been pretty good tonight, as Bungay will collect it once again behind his own net. over for DeBay. Here's Devin DeBay, the former Halifax Wolverine, will enter the zone. Takes a hit from Phillips. Sends it in deep. Van Polges will collect the loose puck. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Here's DeBay out of the corner. DeBay, top of the circle, will walk in and shoot one, tipped on goal. Rebound, but sent just wide as that hit a body in front. We're back to 5-on-5. Here's Van Polges. Armada still have the possession. Van Polges on the half wall. Down low. Fougier takes the pass. Played up ahead, but out of the reach of Bungay. That'll make its way all the way under the Armada goaltender, who plays up ahead for Bungay. Here's Isaac Bungay, I-Z-A-K, who will play up ahead for DeBay, who will send it in deep. Fougier gets there first in the forecheck. Pass in front. One-timer, and Weil makes the save once again as Van Polges got all of that one, but couldn't get it by number 29 in black, who's been the story tonight. Sensational performance from the Rebels goaltender so far. There's a point-blank chance for Lucas Van Polges, but he cannot beat the goaltender. It is still 2-0 here in Tyne Valley. They'll drop the puck to the blocker's side of Weil. One back for the Armada. Here is Ald over for Surrett. Sebi Surrett finds McNeil. McNeil will drag towards the blue line. Finds Hakala. Hakala loses the puck. Noy will collect it for the Rebels. Here is Noy. Will send it in deep once again. The name of the game tonight. Here is Oatway on the forecheck. Gets hit on the wall. McNeil finds a loose puck. McNeil up for Surrett. Sebi Surrett goes skate to stick, but turns it over, but Gaudette couldn't hold it in. Here's a pass up ahead for Gaudette. Hakala will play it back for McNeil as stretch pass for Surrett. Takes a funny hop as Surrett nearly had a beautiful look, but poked away by Weil. That took a funny deflection off the boards as here is Hakala on the back check. He'll get to the puck first, plays her on the wall. McGilvery couldn't get there first. Sebi Surrett looking to clear. He's been out there for a bit. Puck comes free off the scrum. Here's Hakala. Played to the blue line, but kept in. P now over for Gaudette, who will drag and shoot one. This goes past the blocker and wide as Sebi Surrett will collect the puck inside his own zone. Surrett trying to make a move by the forecheck of Monkley. Comes free for Collins. Plays it back in deep. Poked up ahead by the goaltender. Here is P now up for Chisholm. Chisholm looking to clear. Kept in for a moment. Here's O'Leary with Brady, 2-on-2. Might be a 3-on-2. O'Leary shot, scores! Seth O'Leary goes over the blocker, and it's 2-1. What a snipe from number 22 off the rush. He picks his corner perfectly. And the Armada are right back in this game. That was a bullet from number 22. Just what the Armada needed. With 14:39 to go, it is a one-goal game. Seth O'Leary finds the corner. One of those perfect shots that you just know is going to go in the net, and it did. As ensuing face-off, this game is turned up a notch now as here's Todd. Todd up the boards. Picked off by the Rebels and back towards the zone. Puck comes free, neutral ice. Chisholm looking for it. Comes free. Foot race for the puck. Phillips gets there first. Plays over for Pigeon. Pigeon up the wall. Chisholm will turn it over. Brady thrown towards the net. Picked off. Played to the line. Kept in by the Armada. DDD pass finds Todd. Todd. One-timer O'Leary. Tipped just wide of the net. Looking for his second of the shift was number 22. Played behind the net. Brady centering pass will go off a stick him wide. As the Armada have all the momentum right now. Play to the goal line. Here's Chisholm on the forecheck. Chisholm has the puck. It's tangled up behind the net. Still has it. Chisholm gets hit into the boards by Smallman. Frees up the puck. Here's DeBay. DeBay will walk in and shoot one off the pad of Weil. Rebound cleared away. Looking to clear is Chisholm. Gaudette will play it out the zone. Here's Todd now. Todd. Cross ice for Brady, who can't stay on side. That'll be a whistle. So all of a sudden the Armada are feeling it right now after the goal. They were finally able to solve number 29, Dylan Weil. And it is a one-goal game. As 50-50 announced, let's see if there's any happy fans in the crowd. Must be a pretty big jackpot with the big attendance tonight as puck is dropped. Here's Van Polges looking for it. Comes free for Fougier. Will send it in deep. 13.5 to go in the third. A one-goal game here in Tyne Valley. As Noy looking to clear. Arsenault finds it. Arsenault Lose it for Hudson P now. P now will put a move on the blue line as he enters the zone. Try to drop it off. Fougier will take over off the turnover. Fougier gets by P now. 2-on-2 with Bungay. Fougier's shot will hit a body and easily be saved by Weil. Here's Fougier behind the net. Fougier leads Armada in scoring. Centering pass will go through the crease. Picked up. Bungay has it. The blue line shot looking for the tip. Goes wide. Rebound! And that will stay out. Not sure if that got a piece of Weil or not, but Fougier had a one-timer chance. The whole net to shoot at. As here's Pinow the other way. Pinow gets hit off the puck by Mackinnon. Loose puck, and they score! And the Rebels get it right back. Arsenault finds a loose puck. And it's 3-1. Armada arguing for goalie interference. But looks like it will be a good goal for the Rebels. Joe Arsenault is the goal scorer, the beneficiary of a favorable bounce. A weird collision free off the puck. It looked like the goaltender, Hewlett McLeod, had it. The referees are discussing the play. This might come back. Let's see. There was definitely some contact on the goaltender, and it will be a goal. You'll have to check the replay yourself. But the Rebels have a 3-1 lead here in the third. They're back up by 2. And that will be the end of the night for the head coach, Matt Donnelly. So they eject the coach. He was not happy with the call. And in this circumstance, you can't really blame him there. So the Armada take a penalty after giving up the goal. Matt Donnelly gets the gate. So not only a 2-goal lead, go-ahead goal for the Rebels, they'll also head to the power play. So the Armada had all the momentum, and all of a sudden it's a 3-1 lead for the Rebels, and they're on the power play. As Hit will free up the puck, Gaudette got pinched into the boards. As Allison has it for the Rebels. Once again, 4 forwards and 1 defense out there for Western PEI in the man advantage as they have the puck in their own zone. Here's Collins. Collins gets hit in the wall by Surratt. Frees up the puck. McEwen will take it. McEwen plays over for Gaudette. Gaudette gets by the hit, but he makes the play up for Harris. Harris at the top of the zone. Plays it over. Here is Surratt back for Collins. Over to Gaudette. Gaudette back for Harris. Over. Here's Surratt in front for McEwen. He can handle the pass. Here is Collins. Gaudette makes a move. Will shoot one on. He scores. What a toe drag. And it's a power play goal for the Rebels. They're up 4-1 now. A beautiful move from Isaac Gaudette in the power play. Drags his way by the defender and goes over the shoulder of the netminder. And it's 4-1 here at the Cavendish Farms Community Event Center. Rebels score 2 quick ones, and they have a 3-goal lead here in the third. Still plenty of time for the Armada to get back in this game. This game is far from over. As Brady will back him into the zone. Phillips looking to clear the zone. Turned over as O'Leary looking to respond for his team if it would have been his second of the game, but stop made by Weil. So Armada could use a goal here soon. They're down by 3. Puck is dropped. O'Leary looking for it. Pass up ahead. Chisholm looking for the rebound. They whack away. Net comes off, which will freeze play. Scrum behind the net after the whistle. I expect to see lots of that as this game progresses. So if you're just tuning in, Rebels scored a controversial goal to make it 3-1. Might have been goal interference. Matt Donnelly, the head coach of the Armada, pleaded his case and got kicked out. So they're down a coach, and now it looks like they might be down a man as well, as Chisholm's in the box, but they'll send 2. So it'll still be 5-on-5. Connor Hudson in the box for the Rebels. Intensity is high, to say the least, here in Tyne Valley. Roughing calls on both sides. 5-on-5. It might be a power play. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It might be so. Rebels might have got the extra call. Box is still open on that side, but they will close it. Penalty on the board on the Rebels side. So this could be an Armada power play, and it will be. So 5-on-4 in favor of Basin. DeBay, Van Polgeest, Fougere, Makinen, and O'Leary is the unit for the Armada. Here's Van Polgeest up for O'Leary. O'Leary has the only Armada goal tonight. Over to Makinen. Makinen finds DeBay. DeBay on the half wall looking for an option. Will slow things down. DeBay, cross ice for O'Leary. O'Leary will make his way down the wall. Tipped just wide of the net. Rebound to the side of the cage. Whacked up for O'Leary as Fougere couldn't poke it in. O'Leary up for Makinen. Makinen shot through the screen. Blockered away by Weil, who saw that through the traffic. Here's DeBay. DeBay takes a hit on the ball. Puck comes free. Fougere has it. Here's Zach Fougere. O'Leary shooting to the net. With Fougere over cross looking for DeBay. That will go off a body. Comes free for Van Polgeest, but Pigeon finds it and will play to the blue line. Kept in by O'Leary. Here's Fougere. Fougere over to DeBay. He'll drag and shoot one. Tipped on goal. Stop made by Weil with the pad. Off the deflection. Keeps it out. Still a 4-1 game. Armada will make changes for the power play. So will the Rebels on the shorthanded front. 10.5 to go in the period. 1:09 to go in the power play for the Armada. Some fresh troops out there for both sides. Hakala against Arsenault for the face-off. One back by the Rebels in their own zone, but Brady gets to the puck first. Here's Erin up top. Erin plays it over. Finds Hakala. Hakala on the wall right in front of the Rebels bench. Has the puck. Joel Hakala takes it down. Pass it for Surrett. Surrett will throw one towards the goal. Just goes wide. Hakala gets the rebound. Hakala off the side of the cage. Rebound sent on goal by Surrett. But 2 saves from Weil. Keep it out. And past the blue line will be out of the reach of Erin. So that will go all the way down the ice. Out to play it is Hewlin McLeod. Leaves it for Thompson. Thompson over to Erin. Erin enters the zone. Takes it wide. Has it on the goal line. Shot this side of the net. Made the twine move, but wasn't a goal, as that's going to be picked up by the Rebels and cleared down the ice. We're inside the last half of this third period of play, the final period of regulation. Armada could definitely use one here soon. They're down by 3. Thompson has the puck. He'll find Hakala. 10 seconds to go in the power play. That's going to be sent in deep. First man back is Collins looking to clear. Kept in by Erin. We're back to 5-on-5 now. A shot will go over the net. Rebels escape the penalty kill. Played up ahead. Pinow collects it. Pinow has it for the Rebels. 1-on-1. Takes a hit from his counter numeral partner, as it was Carter Pinow versus Hudson Pinow. And Carter Pinow takes a penalty on Hudson Pinow. So Pinow gets penalized on Pinow. I might see a few more calls here. Let's see. Interference is the signal. So it looks like it's just going to be Erin heading in the box. The Rebels will have the man advantage, it looks like. Pinow might be going as well. We'll see. Looks like it's just going to be Erin in the box. So this will be a power play for the Rebels. They're 2 for 3 tonight on the man advantage. They scored on a 5-on-3 in the first. They did not capitalize on their second 5-on-3 in the game. In the second period, they had a power play after their third goal, and they scored on that one to make it 4-1, so 2 for 3 technically. As here is Gaudette. He'll hold the line for the Rebels. Gaudette on the half wall shot towards the goal. Here's McEwen as he gets a shot blocked. Gaudette will collect it. Here's Isaac Gaudette up for Harris as he'll get poked off the puck. Might be a shorthanded break. Fougere has a step to the net. Here's Fougere. Just goes wide. As good back check from Ty Collins prevented a breakaway for the Armada leading scorer. As here's McEwen up for Collins. Here's a pass ahead, shot, save! And that's a big stop from the goaltender. It's still 4-1. 8:40 to go. Alec Hewlin-McLeod comes up big for his team. So over in the other side of the islands, the Dukes are taking on the Buccaneers in Charlottetown. Dukes and Bucks are tied 1-1. Thunderbirds and Vitoes playing in the Battle of New Brunswick. No score on that one yet. The Cabot Highlanders beat the Voyageurs 4-2 earlier on tonight. And those are all the games that were played tonight in the U16 League as Pigeon can hold it in. 1:10 to go on the power play for the Rebels as here is Mackinnon. He'll look to clear and he will. Makes his way onto the stick of Pigeon. Pigeon looking to get by the forecheck of Chisholm. Played up ahead. Here is Ace Otway. Otway has the best name in the league. He has the puck. On the power play, gets hit by Mackinnon. And that will stop play as Otway got hit into the net. So we have a little group chat, all the co-workers at High Button Sports, and we all decided that Ace Otway has the coolest name across all the teams that we cover. And that's a lot of teams. We have the whole U15 Major Nova Scotia League, the whole U18 Major Nova Scotia League, the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League, and of course the U16 AAA Nova Scotia League it's called, but of course there's teams out of PEI and New Brunswick as a penalty coming up after the play. Let's see. Looks like Zach Gaudette will hit out of the box as he gets teed up for unsportsmanlike. That will even things up at 4-on-4 with 8:04 to go. So 48 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Armada will have 1:12 on the power play. Still plenty of time to get back in this game if you're a Basin fan. Puck is dropped. One back. Surratt has it for the Armada. Will send it in deep. Pigeon will collect it. 4-on-4 right now for the next 40 seconds. Then it'll be an Armada power play. This here's Allison. Poked up ahead. Picked up by Bungay, but McEwen has it now. McEwen against Mackinnon on the one-on-one. As that's going to go off the stick of Mackinnon, and he'll finish his hit on McEwen. Mackinnon gets it right back behind his own net. Here is Cooper Mackinnon. Over across, finds Surratt. Sebi Surratt. Over for Bungay, can handle it cleanly. Bungay pitched up the boards. Hakala finds Mackinnon. Might be a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 perhaps. Mackinnon shot will go off the helmet, I believe, of Weil and out of play. Odd man rush for the Armada. We can't capitalize on it. They'll drop the puck inside the Rebel zone. O'Leary against Arsenault for the draw. Both players have a goal in this game. Puck dropped. One ahead is Van Polgis. Let a shot go off the faceoff. Stop made by Weil. That's going to be sent down the ice as the Rebels are now killing off a penalty. Todd, the last man back. He'll go up for Van Polgis. Armada turn it over as Arsenault finds it, but hit off the puck by O'Leary on the back check. Put up ahead. DeBay gets poked off the puck by Collins in neutral ice. Collins will recollect and send it in deep. He takes a hit from O'Leary in the process. So here's Thompson. Thompson, Todd, DeBay, O'Leary, and Van Polgis out there for the Armada on the power play. Here's O'Leary up ahead for Thompson. Charlie Thompson on the goal line finds DeBay on the half wall. DeBay will play it towards the net. Has a lane pass in front. Van Polgis off a stick, goes wide. Here's DeBay again. DeBay up for Todd. Lyndon Todd corrals it at the top of the zone. Will flow towards the opposite corner. That's going to be picked off and attempted clear by Collins. It's going to be kept in for a moment by the Armada. Battle ensues right in front of the blue line. 3-on-1 comes free for the Armada. DeBay over for O'Leary, who fakes the slap shot, holds on to it, makes a move. Seth O'Leary plays it down low. Van Polgis on the goal line. Polgis back for O'Leary. One-timer sent wide of the net. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Here's DeBay. Throws it in the opposite corner. O'Leary pinching in. Will poke it to the corner. He has a lane, but gets hit off the puck as Otway off the bench. Looking for it. Van Polgis over to O'Leary. O'Leary for DeBay. Off a stick. Comes free for Todd. Over to Thompson. Van Polgis sends it in deep. Collins played up the boards, looking for Otway as he takes a hit on Thompson. All off the bench will collect the puck for the Armada. 5:40 to go in the third. It's now or never for Basin. Here's Debe, makes a move. We'll send it in deep. That will hop in behind the net. Battle ensues. Debe against Noy. Puck played in front of the cage. It's bouncing off the side of the steel, but that will go to the corner. Up top, Pinow fanned on it as him and Otway will race for the puck. Out to play it is Hewlin McLeod. Will go up the boards, finds Hakala. Cross ice feed that will go off a skate of the Armada, who was in the bench but will play on. Here's Erin. Erin over to Hakala. Hakala escaped his stick. Shot was blocked by number 4. That is McGilvery. Kept in. Pinow sends it back in deep. Noy against Ald for the loose puck as Ald takes a hit. Ald looking for it on the goal line. Comes free as Corbett will look to clear. Kept in by McNeil using his length and glove, but quickly turned over. Otway gets by the hit. Ace Otway will lose the puck to McNeil, who takes a hit from Otway on the forecheck. Here's a chance in front. Pinow! Shot just goes wide. That was Hudson Pinow for the Rebels. So both Pinows back out there once again against each other on opposite teams. 4.5 to go in the third. Rebels up by 3 here at home. Comes free. Here is McNeil. McNeil up for Erin. Erin makes a move in the neutral ice. Another move up for Ald. Puck comes free. Picked up. Here is Gaudette. Gaudette gets by O'Leary. Gaudette will chip it back to the wall. Has a lane to the net. Gaudette will fire one. Looking for the top shelf past the blocker. It just goes wide as Smallman throws it back in deep. As hit on the forecheck will fear the puck. Here is Monkley. Comes free for Erin. Played up ahead, is unable to hold the line as Phillips is he's offside, so he can't go get the puck. Pino has lots of time. That's going to be a penalty against the Armada. Looks like a spearing signal from the referee. This could be a major penalty. 4 minutes for spearing against Erin is the signal, so Armada down by 3, and the rest of this game could be shorthanded for them as a 4-minute double minor for the Rebels. And for the first time tonight, they'll send out... So no, they will still have one defenseman out there for the power play, so despite having a 3-goal lead late in the third, they'll still try and score with the 4 forwards out there. That's going to be one ahead by Chisholm. Chisholm can't get by Pigeon. Comes free for Pinow. Here is Hudson Pinow for the Rebels. Will start the rush for Western PEI. Pinow will look to cycle it as he enters the zone, but that's going to be picked off and sent down the ice by the Armada. Weil plays it for Otway. Ace Otway looking at by Chisholm. Otway steered to the wall. Played up ahead for Smallman. He finds Gaudette. Here is Zach Gaudette, not to be confused with Isaac Gaudette. So he'll take a hit on the wall by Bungay. 3 minutes to go. That's going to be off a stick and out of play as it hit the netting, which will stop play with 2:59 remaining. So the Armada need 3 goals in 3 minutes here in Western PEI to tie the game. They are shorthanded for the next 3:14, which is more than regulation time, so they'll have to score 3 shorthanded goals to send this to overtime. Gaudette against Fougier for the face-off. One back is Thompson looking to clear. Kept in. Verneau. That will escape the zone. Brady might have a step to the net shorthanded. Brady will take it towards the goal, but good back check by Allison prevents a potential breakaway. As here is Surratt. Surratt had the opening goal in this game. Drop stop for McEwen. Shot stop made by the Armada goaltender. So here's McEwen. Up the wall for Surratt. Back for McEwen. McEwen back for Surratt. Surratt over to Gaudette, who will fumble the pass. Has it on the wall. Played up ahead. Here is Harris. Over across. McEwen fanned on the shot as he took a pass from Surratt. McEwen has it again. Looking to cycle it up the boards. Brady has something to say about that as he'll intercept it and poke it up ahead, looking to spring Fougier. 2:10 to go in the third. Fougier looking to get loose shorthanded, but that will come free for Surratt. Here is Sam Surratt. Plays it for McEwen. McEwen takes a hit on the entry from Sebi Surratt as they have a few words for each other after the fact. 2 minutes to go here in this one. Here is McEwen on the bottom of the circle. Pass across. Comes free again for McEwen, who will tuck it home. And it's 5-1 now. Hands to the hips from the referee. We might see a few ejections. But regardless, Tobin McEwen might have the icing on the cake for the Rebels here tonight, as it's now 5-1. .145 to go in regulation, and most likely the game. That's going to be it for Thompson. He gets teed up with 1:45 to go. He will join Maidment and his head coach, Matt Donnelly, inside the Armada dressing room. Might be a few more ejections handed out, we'll see. So it looks like the Rebels will leapfrog the Armada in the standings. These were the standings heading into the game. So Rebels will move up to 26 points, which will put them 1 point behind their island rivals, the Dukes. Islanders won the night, so they're at 30 points, 1 point behind the Vitoes, who are playing the Thunderbirds right now. So we could see a lot of changes in the standings after tonight. So just the one ejection. That was Charlie Thompson. So we'll play out the last 1:45 of this third period. The Rebels are on their way to victory right now. They're up by 4 goals with less than 2 minutes to go. (9:01) local time, so this game will wrap up in just over 2 hours of play. Unless there's a few more delays, but looks like we'll have a pretty quick game in real time. So they'll drop the puck at center ice. McEwen has the latest goal for the Rebels. And it is now 5-1 rather, a 4-goal lead. Play to the corner. Van Polgis will kick it into the zone. 1:30 to go now. So a very physical game, of course. We expected that coming in. Dump and chase was the theme tonight. And hitting was also a major factor in this one. And that's going to be gloved down by the goaltender. Rebels were able to capitalize on their power plays. Armada had 2 chances in the main advantage, but weren't able to convert. They had the 1 goal from Seth O'Leary, who sniped one over the shoulder. And you got to give credit to Dylan Weil, the Rebels goaltender. He was excellent when they needed him. Came up with some clutch saves, time in and time out here in Tyne Valley. So 1:09 to go. Armada have it. Here's Brady's shot. Just goes off the blocker. Another save for Weil to add from this game as Brady passes up ahead looking for Chisholm. Shot from O'Leary was blocked. O'Leary has it in the circle. Up for P now. P now could handle it cleanly. Forced to escape the zone. Will send him back in deep with 50 seconds to go. Noy plays it back behind the net. Noy as Chisholm forechecking on him. Both teams playing the buzzer here in Tyne Valley. Hit on the wall. Collins looking for it. He'll back one out the zone. 30 seconds now in this one. Icing is called, so another whistle. McEwen gets the official goal call. So it is 1-0 Vitoes over in St. John over the Thunderbirds. 2-1 for the Dukes against the Buccaneers. As I mentioned, the Highlanders beat the Voyagers 4-2 tonight. Those are your scores from this evening. And there'll be a few more games tomorrow as a few teams are on road trips, including the Armada. They'll play again against the Rebels at noon here in Tyne Valley. Buccaneers will play the Dukes again tomorrow morning. And the Voyagers will play the Highlanders as well on that road trip. And that's going to do it for this one. So the Rebels get the win at home. 5-1's your final. A great performance from Dylan Weil and net. Gets the win on home ice for his team. The Rebels will leapfrog the Armada in the standings, as they are looking good as they're hosting the Atlantic Championship this year. They're looking to go back-to-back in the U16 League. Speaking of back-to-back, these two teams will play again tomorrow. And until then, we'll say goodnight, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this one. My name is Mason Denyke with High Button Sports. Appreciate you watching. And we'll see you tomorrow. Sayonara.